I used to hate myself every Sunday night because I never finished my weekly plans. Sound familiar? You make this beautiful list of everything you want to accomplish, and by Friday, you have barely scratched the surface. Last week, I only completed 58% of what I planned to do, and it was honestly one of the best weeks I have had all year. That failure taught me everything about what success actually looks like when life gets messy. If you are tired of feeling like you are constantly behind, even when you are working hard, this video will completely change how you think about winning your week. Let me show you why that 58% week was actually perfect. Here's what nobody talks about. We have been taught that success means checking every box on our list. But life isn't a checklist. It is unpredictable, messy, and full of curveballs. We all have those weeks where everything we planned goes out the window. Your kids get sick, your boss drops an urgent project, your friends needs help, or you just hit a wall and need a mental health day. For years, I thought this meant I was bad at time management and I would beat myself up, make even more ambitious plans the next week, and repeat the cycle. Sound familiar? But here's what I learned the hard way. The problem isn't that life gets in the way of our plans. The problem is our plans don't account for life. And that's exactly what my 58% week taught me. So let me tell you about last week. I had planned to film and publish 2 videos, batch content for social media, and tackle a bunch of admin tasks. Classic overachiever mode. But here's what actually happened. I did film 2 videos but only published one. Got halfway through editing the second one when life showed up. My mother-in-law needed help getting to the bus station for an important trip. Then I spent the weekend with my sister's family because she needed a break. She's been managing work and kids alone since losing her husband. Old me would have been devastated. I failed at almost half my goals. But here's the thing. That weekend with my sister's family, those kids got to be kids again for 2 days. My sister got to sleep in and have adult conversations. That was more important than any video. That 58% week was perfect because I chose what mattered most in that moment. I realized that success isn't about perfect completion rates, but it's about being intentional with your choice and flexible with your methods. This completely changed how I approach my weeks, and it can change yours. Whether you are dealing with family emergencies, work deadlines, or just life throwing curveballs, here's what I would do differently now. First, I start every week with what I call a reality check. I look at last week and ask what actually happened, what were my best decisions, what did I learn. I'm not judging myself, I am just getting honest about my pattern. Then, instead of making a fantasy schedule where everything goes perfectly, I plan around my actual life. This week, I have my daughter's graduation, my mom staying with us, and I'll be meeting a friend for breakfast. These are not interruptions to my week, they are my week. Even knowing all that's happening, I am still planning meaningful work. The key is being realistic about what meaningful work looks like when life is full. But here's a system that makes this actually work. You don't need a complicated system for this, you just need 3 steps. Step 1 will be write down your non-negotiables first. These are the things that matters most, whether that's family commitments, important deadlines, or even your mental health. Step 2 will be planning your most important work around these non-negotiables, not despite them. If you know Tuesday afternoon is chaotic, don't schedule deep work then. Step 3 will be at the end of each day, write down what you actually accomplished. Not what you have planned, but what you did. You will be amazed at how much you are actually getting done. The goal isn't to complete every task, but the goal is to make intentional choices about what matters most and feel good about those choices. When you start thinking this way, everything changes. Success isn't about having the perfect week where everything goes according to plan. Success is about maneuvering through the chaos while still moving forward on what truly matters. Some weeks you will hit 90% of your goals, Other weeks you will hit 50%. Both can be perfect weeks if you are making intentional choices about what gets your time and energy. We all have the same 168 hours, but the difference isn't in managing time better, but it's in choosing better. And when you give yourself permission to be human, to be flexible, to prioritize what really matters, that's when you stop feeling constantly behind and start feeling like you are winning your week. So here's what I want you to remember. Your worth isn't measured by your completion rate. Those imperfect weeks where you chose what mattered most, those are your best weeks. Start planning around your actual life instead of a fantasy version of it. Be intentional with your choices and give yourself credit for all the meaningful things that you do, even when they were not on your original list. I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments about a time when you failed. What did you choose that mattered more than your original plans? Let's normalize being human while still being productive. If you want to see more about how I structure these realistic weekly plans, I have got a whole system I have shared in the video right here. Subscribe for more videos if you are ready to embrace imperfect planning and intentional living. And remember, you are doing better than you think you are. And I will see you in next video. Bye!